What's going on, guys? Good morning. Good morning. What's going on? Good morning, folks. We'll start here in 2 minutes. Let people populate in. Yeah, Happy New Year. If you have questions or tickers, guys, throw them in the comment box. We'll get to them in the middle of the report here. Good morning. All right, guys. Good morning. We'll get started. Man, got a frog in my throat. Excuse me. Happy 2026, everybody. If you're here, glad you made it through 2025. It's time to reset, do it all over again. It's Friday, September 2nd. Let's get into the report. So again, if you're new here, put your questions or tickers in the comment box. I am broadcasting on both Instagram and YouTube. Instagram for vertical, YouTube for horizontal, and also you can follow me at YouTube at Student Alpha. I have exclusive content there that's not on my Instagram reels. Okay, so let's get into it. As I said, it's our first trading day. But listen, guys, it's our first real trading day of 2026 will be Monday the 5th, right? So not all the hedge fund operators and stuff like that are back to work. So volume's still going to be a little off today, but there'll probably be some optimism in the market being the beginning of January. Today's data, we have 945 S&P final numbers. Don't think it's going to move the market much. Talking about the S&P, let's look at the futures product here. ES, MES, open price was 69.01. Just took off from there. High day 69.38, low day 68.36. Resistance at high day, then 7,000. Support at low day and 68.90. Those numbers haven't changed for a week. The daily is long above my white line at 69.25. So we're getting a primary read coming here from my traders know this. Right there is your level. We're getting a momentum shift. You can see the shift and the change. Get that cross, that green dot, and it's a 10-point winner. So my traders need to keep an eye on that. That's probably going to happen within the next 5 minutes if we get confirmation of that for 10 points. One of the advantages of being in my trading war room, guys, is I put all the levels on here. We have all the reads available. I'll tell you guys when I enter my trades. It'll really change your 2026 if you bet on yourself and take the free 7-day trial. Links in the bio, guys. It's also in my stories. So let's talk about the Russell 2000 RTY M2K. We are at the beginning of what's known as January effect. That doesn't mean that small caps are going to run, but historically in January, these small cap stocks tend to outperform the market in January. So take that for what it's worth. So we do have a percentage opportunity that this might run. So RTY M2K, the underlier is RUT, the Russell 2000, or US 2000, depending on what you're trading. Open price 25.01, high day 25.20, low day 2500. Resistance at high day in 25.55, support at low day in 24.75. The bias long above my white line. We're at a near bias test, but look, guys, if bias holds here, we're going to get a primary read right off. Oh, let me change timelines, and you can see it. We're going to get a primary read. Same thing. Here's your VWAP confirmation, your momentum change. Get get our green matrix dot. Matrix is my proprietary momentum system that I used based on my education that a lot of people don't have in my experience. 25, 13 to 14. So my traders need to be ready. My traders got to be a 10-point hunt, guys. All right. But mean reversion levels are 2,400 and 2,700. Let's get into gold. Spend some time on metals. A lot of people are interested in metals. I also trade metals. Move that around for everybody. So open price was 43.40, high day 44.21, low day 44.15. Resistance, guys. Listen, this red line has to be on your charts. That's the all-time high anchored VWAP. All-time high was set, what, 10 days ago, 10 trading days ago or less. You can see we ran right up to it, pierced it, and got smacked down big time. I warned, if you were in my VIP, I warned my traders about this, and a lot of my senior traders took this short and nailed it right here. And they nailed it. But being in my VIP Discord, I alerted everybody last night when price was approaching that, and that was overhead resistance. And now look. Alpha was proven right, wasn't he? All right. For the underlier, guys, XAU USD subtract 12 from the numbers that I've given you, but the bias is 43.95. Support is 43.25. So right now we're long buyers in gold. If you have questions or tickers, welcome. Go ahead and throw it in the comment box. I'll get to them here shortly. Silver. The beta's way too high. You can't day trade this, guys. But we're going to talk about the levels. For XAG, the underlier, we're in backwardation, meaning the demand on spot is very high. You add 43 cents to the futures, from the futures product to get the numbers of the underlying. Open price, 71.53, high day, 74.25. That's $3. Low a day, 71.50. It dropped $1 within the first 10 minutes of open and bounce back up. Guys, in a normal trading range, for silver to move $3, that's 2 weeks. It's doing it in an hour, 2 hours. It's bad. It is bad. So, well, I see some questions about silver. We'll go back to it, circle back to it in a second and talk about it. Resistance at high day in 78, support low day in 69. The bias is long above 69 or 72.95. And then, the VWAP, daily VWAPs there at 73. You need to have the all-time high anchored VWAP in this bad boy. I should have it on this chart. So what you do, zoom out to the hour, just so you guys can see this. See that all-time high right there? You grab your anchored VWAP tool. You set it right there. I use red for mine. And you can see, look, we're coming up against it again. We hit it earlier, right? And there you go. And you can change this back to the 5-minute. If you want to know how to manipulate these charts, in my VIP group, guys, I did a free workshop showing everybody how to manipulate these charts. Not necessarily how to use indicators, but really chart manipulation for ease of use. And I've uploaded it in my War Room guide for free for my VIPs to go in there and learn how to do this. I have multiple educational pieces in there for being in my VIP, guys. Click the link in my bio, 7-day free trial. What do you have to lose? Is free too expensive? All right, let's get into platinum. Platinum for XPT, the underlier, you got to subtract 38. We're getting a primary read right here, guys. I'm actually long right at that level. I took the long right back here. So I am long actually at that green price on a swing trade. I'm swinging it to 21.99. There you go. Free trade. I'm at this price. This is my price. And here comes your read. You're going to get this cross and my green dot. This matrix down here ensures your winner and increased 20%. We've back tested it. It's phenomenal. It's just indicators that I have used historically, and we combine them all into a color coding system to keep your chart clean. And you can only get it in my War Room. But 2070 is the open price. 21.79 is high a day. Low a day 2070, resistance at high day in 2200. I'm exiting at 21.99. Support at low a day in 21.50. The bias is long above 21.22. Right here's your primary read, guys. It's going to come in within the next 5 to 10 minutes. NYMO NAMO oscillators, I didn't look at them. I'm not even going to look at them because I know they're flat, right? VIX, what is VIX? VIX is flat. VIX is at 14, almost 15. So in neutral buying, those are going to change, especially when market volume comes back Monday. Welcome, guys. Questions, comments. I'm about to get to them, so put them in the chat there. All right. Tesla's at 455. It resistance overhead's 500, guys. Support at 400. Nvidia currently 189. Nvidia, check this out. Spiked up to 200. It's showing on TradingView 190. In my broker, it spiked up to $200 pre-market, but that all-time high anchored VWAP on the daily is where I said my stop loss is, and now it's coming down to challenge. My stop loss is actually right here, this red line, 182. So this explosive candle that crossed the all-time high anchored VWAP, I'm hiding right behind those buyers to stay protected in my position, but I will exit my swing from April if it drops $4 more. Exactly, right? Well, $4 more from its close, it's up 89. So if it keeps running, I'm going to continue to trail it as it hits this resistance. And I'm like to stay in it long, but guys, you got to be paid for being right. Congratulations to all the people who bought this with me back in April. A lot of my traders have taken their day trades over to these swing trades that I developed for slow, guaranteed long money. So it's been a really good year for the folks at Alpha Beta Report and Student Alpha. So BBAI is currently 564. Guys, it's looking like it wants to exit the buy zone because it's currently in the buy zone between 5 and 6. QBTS is 2705, resistance at 40, support at 21. Bitcoin's at 89.3, Ethereum's at 3,000. They've been hovering around a small percentage for the last 10 trading days. If you want to learn how to do this, I offer a money-back guarantee in my course. I offer a free Discord. If you have questions from this live, you can take them on my free Discord, tag me, and I'll answer them. Or if you need a chart, let me know. I do that free for the community. But really, your money is made by joining my VIP. Yes, it costs money, but everybody in my VIP makes it back exponentially because you trade live with experts, you learn while you're doing it, and you have guidance and mentorship, guys. All right, so let me get into your questions. Again, I'm on both Instagram and YouTube. Good morning, everybody over there on YouTube. Let's check your questions. Let's see here. It's Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday, right? It's crazy when holidays are like this. In the middle of the week, like it feels like Monday, but it's not Monday because we didn't trade yesterday. And yeah, Happy New Year, everybody that's on. And listen, you regular followers in 2025, hopefully my free lives here have helped you a lot. I know I see a lot of you guys that are on that aren't my members, and that's great. I'm glad you continue to come to my lives. Let's see. I see you said you can't hear me, but I haven't gotten any other alerts that anybody else is having problems with me speaking, so might be an issue on your end. Question, silver paper market and physical paper, big difference. So we're in backwardation, right? So that means that future prices are lower than spot prices. Normally future prices are in a contango or normal relationship, and that's how we expect that the future is a little more expensive. But when it's in backwardation like this, that means the demand on spot's much higher. And I think you got to watch. And guys, go to Driving Markets and follow Mayor Valinsky because he's a fundamentalist on this, and he's been talking about it as well. The demand on spot is very high, and now we have China restricting spot exports. But you have paper futures and paper metals, COMEX on the United States side. They're just constantly printing more of that, right? And eventually those roosters or those chickens come home to roost, so to speak. So it's just like printing more paper. So the worry is they've outprinted the number of ounces that you can get on paper versus physical, right? So at some point, it's going to get ugly. So what that means is spot price is going to jump and paper prices could go away. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not a fundamentalist, but I trade reaction, and I've stopped trading silver. It's just there's no way to trade, especially on leverage. Yeah, so I don't know that the silver market melts soon. I see your question in there, but silver paper and COMEX might go away for all the overinflation. See what other questions you have here, guys. Questions or tickers. About time, Marcus. We're going to make you some money, brother. Welcome to the VIP. Platinum, I'm in a swing right now, so let's know where platinum's going. So let's look at the underwire. I'm long basically at this position right now. The beta picked up on this ridiculous, and palladium did the same thing. I would think, I don't think the thesis has changed. I really believe it's going to continue upward, but the number you have to keep an eye on this is that all-time high anchored VWAP right there in the underlying at 2162. We have to regain that on the daily for it to come up and challenge, 23, 24, and 2500. I really think these are all-time highs for this, where if you look at palladium, guys, what is it? Make sure. XPD. It's the only metal that has, the only metal that I'm monitoring that hasn't set an all-time high. I called this a buy right here in my groups. I called it a buy on my Instagram Reels, and this thing made an epic run. And then it had an epic sell-off with all the metals. What was that? 3, 4, 5 trading days ago. Right back into this level. It broke through it and then bounced right back up. But I really believe that this thing has this is all-time highs. Has potential to 2343 and then an all-time high zone right there at 3400. Yeah, I said that. That's a double from here. But the problem is if the beta keeps up, it's going to be hard to stay in it. So the overhead resistance will be this near high. That's not the all-time high anchored VWAP. Those are below us. So we held those. Look at this, guys. The all-time high anchored VWAP is below price. So we're above it. So we need to consider adjust a few things. Let me put this in. Yeah, so you can see we've struggled to break this recent high. A swing in this would be exiting this zone and being above 1700. I would like that for a buy, and I'm going to look probably to do that to trail it back up. And you got to stay outside the beta. So we developed that trail. If I enter this, guys, I let my VIPs know, and I tell them how I'm trade planning it. So you want to be in that VIP. All right, guys, so I got to head over to my VIPs in a second. Let's talk about pre-market volume leaders. Listen, there are no pre-market volume leaders today of interest. I said this going through the holidays with volume being low and erratic. I even checked today thinking that optimistically that there would be some. But Monday should really start normal volume moving in the markets, and I would anticipate, because I know a lot of you guys like to scalp the stocks that I call, and a lot of those are biotechs. Really have a distinct skill set with those, and I've had people make some good money in 2025 with that. If you're jonesing for a play, look at UAVS. So you can watch it, but I'm not trading it. So there you go, guys. Back on Monday, my VIPs, I do my weekend update. So if you're my VIP, you get the weekend update on all these stocks and potential entries for next week. It's the greatest 20 to 30 minutes that you get over the weekend. Yeah, we'll be back Monday, guys. And click the link. Come join me. I'm about ready to jump over to Zoom where we're going to trade live. Have a good one, guys.